Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing on this fine day in Minecraft? I've been busy off camera. As you'll see, we've got actually a little bit of a base above ground here, and I think it's turning out pretty sweet. It's meant to be like a boiler room type of area, so I've got pipes and all just going everywhere. Apparently Endermen have been loving this place. But yeah, so I got us actually a little area that we're going to be building some stuff today. So yeah, we're going to get ourselves a boiler and a tank and hopefully some low voltage machines. But before we're able to do any of that, we're going to need some stuff. I made a ton of battery alloy, which comes from lead and antimony, and I'm actually about to be making some more. I'm macerating up some lead over here. That's going to be turned into more of that. But I also used the lead to make some soldering alloy, which we're going to be needing here shortly. But let's go ahead and get a bunch of these redstone batteries. We're going to be needing a ton of those. And we're going to go ahead and make some of our very first analog circuits. So that's going to complete a couple of quests there for us. And now that we've got that, we should be able to go over here to our little system, which I've revamped. I added all of these steel barrels here and up here to store our ingots and ores and whatnot, and it's all connected into our system here. And all I gotta do is throw an analog circuit in right there. And I'm gonna go ahead and make, let's see, maybe 8 of these robot arms, I think is what I'm gonna need today. And that's gonna get us the basic components quest, which gets me some resistors and some other stuff here. I don't think I got too much super useful out of that, but the resistors is okay. That's some more components for crafting. And then we're going to get the redstone battery quest, which is going to get us a diamond twin blade, which not super useful because this thing that I've got is already pretty good. And it looks like we got some other quest out of that. Let's see. Oh, we got the circuit quest, of course. And that got me a vampiric glove. Causes the wearer's melee attack to absorb health. Yes, please. Where does that go? Effects and cosmetics, right click, equipable in the glove trinket spot. So the glove spot, oh, that's where my power glove is though. I don't want to waste that. Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with my power glove because it increases my damage. Now that we're able to, I'm going to go ahead and make a bunch of these basic machine holes. That'll get me 9 of those. I ran out of steel plates, which, oh well, we can get more of those pretty easily. And then we'll go ahead and get that, which gets me a bronze boiler, not too useful. And it looks like maybe another quest somewhere. Into the electrical age. That's what it is. And that's going to get us some silicone dust, which we actually can't even get yet because that requires either an EBF or an electrolyzer. So we actually aren't even at that point yet. So that's pretty cool that we got that already. But this now gets us into the electrical age, guys. This is awesome. So we're going to go for a couple of LV steam turbines. I'm going to go ahead and make maybe 2 of these for now. We don't need too many of them because we're not going to be powering a whole lot. That'll get us some more quest rewards. That got me an alarm. Not super useful, I don't think. Produces a sound when given a redstone signal. Yeah, that doesn't really do me any good. But now we can get into all of these LV machines. And the first one we're going to go for is going to be the polarizer, which allows me to more efficiently get these magnetic steel rods, and we'll need some other of these different ones later on down the line. And we're also going to go for an assembly machine, which is right here, an assembler, which isn't too bad to craft. In fact, I've got everything I'm going to need, I think, to be able to go ahead and make 2 assemblers, which is what we're going to need all of that soldering alloy that I made earlier. And we'll go ahead and claim that quest, which got me an electric macerator. Wow, that's huge. Okay, that's a step that we get to skip right there. That's awesome. And then let's see what we get out of that quest, which is right over there. That got me a steam quarry. Wow, holy crap, we're getting some good quests right here. Another steam quarry. I'm just going to throw that guy down right there for right now. We'll definitely put that to use later on down the line. But that's pretty sweet. So we're going to have to get all of this set up. Well, in order to store all the steam we're going to be making, we're going to need a large steam tank. So I made up a ton of steel casings, or whatever these things are called. Yeah, steel casings. And we're going to need a little bit of glass. to fill this thing in just like this, and then some on the backs, and then some on top, and that should be everything that I need except for this one last block right there. And there's our large tank, and that holds 1,728 buckets. Look at that. That is crazy. So it holds 64 buckets for every block in the multi-block, and this thing is expandable, I think, pretty much as big as you want to make it. I mean, I'm sure there is some kind of set limit, but I don't see me hitting that for a while. And in order to actually produce the steam, we're going to need ourselves a large steam boiler, which is going to go right here next to this guy. And I've already got a fluid output set to auto output right there next to where the hatch is on the tank. And I believe that we just cover this bad boy up all the way to the top. I ran out of bronze plated bricks. How did I run out of bronze plated bricks? I don't know. And there we go. And that guy should be active. Well, not active, but it should be ready to be active. I've got an electric water pump right here, which I'll actually, I guess, have to kind of jumpstart this guy with some regular water just to get it going, because obviously I have to actually have power to make the electric water pump before I can do anything with it. We'll give this guy a quick little test with some lignite coal, and it should fire off. And I'm guessing that it should be going into here. Yep. So there we go. We're getting a ton of steam, guys. This thing's going to fill way up. That's going to be awesome. And we'll be able to feed that to our LV steam turbines right here. And there we go. We're producing power now. All I had to do was hook that up just like that. And now I should be able to actually go ahead and pull power out of the back of these and run it over to this electric pump right here. Just like so. Yep. And that'll start getting me some water. And then I can run fluid pipes out of that and into that. And that will give us an infinite loop of water right there now. So I don't have anything to worry about now as far as water production. This thing's going to stay completely filled. And we're going to get a ton of steam out of this thing. And we're going to get a ton of power over time. With all this power we're going to be making here, it's probably not a bad idea to add some LV storage units to the mix. Just like so. And do I have to set an input on them maybe? Okay, I figured it out. For whatever reason, they only accept power from the top and bottom, it seems like. I don't really know. I'm quite confused, but anyways, that'll give us a little bit of a buffer, and then I can set this to be back to output. Or well, I'll probably will set the bottom to output, that way I can run power out that way. That'll give us a good buffer of power. This will give us a good buffer of steam. We're already completely full on that. So I am actually curious to see how our steam thing here is doing. Is it still burning water and fuel, or is it slowing down now? I'm not too sure how that works. So it does look like it continues to burn fuel even though we are full up on steam. So I think for now, I'm going to let it go ahead because these are still using steam. So I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to let these all fill up, and then we will try and get some machines set up. So in order to do some of our first recipes with our assemblers here, I'm going to need to set up a couple of steam blast furnaces. Now I've already got these connected up to our steam production down there, and I'm going to go ahead and throw in some soldering alloy dust. And that'll take a little bit, but we're going to get some soldering alloy out of this steel fluid output hatch, which I guess really I should have put on the other side, because I'm going to have to route it back around this way, which didn't really make much sense. But that's on my end for not doing that. I might fix that at some point. We're going to run that into our two assemblers right here, because this soldering alloy will allow us to make cheaper recipes for a lot of the things we're going to need to make down the line here. So such as our gears, our rotors and whatnot, our drill heads, all of which will be way cheaper. Well, I don't think the drill heads actually get any cheaper. I think that recipe stays the same. Well, no, actually it does. It gets a little bit cheaper. But yeah, basically any of these recipes, they used to require bolts is the biggest thing. No longer require bolts. They're way cheaper than they used to be, which is going to be fantastic. So now that we've got these assemblers with 8 steel plates and 2 steel rings, I'll now be able to get 4 steel gears rather than just 2 that I would have been able to get out of the same amount of those components. So that's awesome. That doubled that recipe and subtracted the need for bolts. So that's pretty sweet. That'll make batch crafting a whole lot easier. I'm making up a bit of copper nickel, which is copper and nickel dust together in the mixer. And I'm going to smelt that up because we're going to need to get some copper nickel coils. They're not too expensive. 8 copper nickel cables turns into 1 copper nickel coil. So it's not too bad. But we're going to need those to be able to make ourselves EBF, an electric blast furnace, which is going to be kind of our next big step in the electric age, so that'll be pretty cool to get into. So another cool thing that you can do with these assemblers is if you add some synthetic rubber into them, which I'm going to do right here with some buckets and a tank, I can now throw some copper nickel wires in there, and that'll get me some copper nickel cables at a little bit cheaper of a recipe than using regular rubber. I don't know if it's much cheaper, but it's at least cheaper enough that, you know, if you have the stuff, you might as well go ahead and do this recipe instead. Also, I wanted to show y'all, I set up a couple of these travel anchors around the base. So now I can hop around pretty quickly, which is a lot nicer than having to jump around like I was before. But I'm getting some of these copper nickel coils, and then we'll be able to set up our very first EBF. Alright, and as we listen to the super annoying sound of these polarizers making magnetic copper nickel wire, we can set up our EBF just like this, and 16 copper nickel coils around like that, and then I can use my diamond wand here. Nope, here can't. Oh, that's because I've got my create wand in my hand. That's okay. And then 9 more heat-proof casings, just like so, and there's our EBF. Just like that, that bad boy is now active. And guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. As always, take care, y'all.